beasts, aren't they? Chuffed to bits. The smallest little thornback ray. No, I'll just concentrate on not losing the rod over the side. And its eyes. It's got amazing eyes. Doggy in the boat. Golden mullet. There's a bit of weight to that, you know. And that's what we want, don't we? We don't want the same all the time. We want something different, a good old show. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm on my little 16-foot boat, molly-moo, little Warrior 165. What am I up to? Well, trying to feather up some bait. I've got a few, but it's a long day. It's a 10-hour day today. So, yeah, again, summer's day, early morning, dawn, birds are working. They're not frantic in one position, they're just working an area. So there's birds all around. Funnily enough, the camera's pointing that way, there's no birds that way. Let's just turn the boat. Just going to spin the boat round. I'm not making it up, honest. Fish finder's going crazy. And behind me, there's birds working. So I seems to have gone off the boil. Just put that into neutral. I've drifted through this patch. I saw it in the distance, positioned the boat, just drifted down onto it. Another boat's just moved in close behind. I'm going to nip over and see him because I think that's one of my buddies. Yeah, so mackerel for bait. I'm after toothy critters today. That's the goal. That's what I'm after. Just seen the faintest of bites on this rod, lifted into it, and there's a bit of weight, but there's no fight. So that says to me, ray. I think it might be a ray. There's no eel type fight. There's certainly not a tope run. And truth be told, I was just about to put the kettle on. There's always a way, isn't it? I was just sorting my cup out. I've got my kettle. I was just about to get ready to make myself a brew. The calm before the storm. Yeah. And I've got something quite heavy. And this is on a fresh mackerel fillet. Not a whole mackerel, just one whole side. Spiralling up. Don't know what kind yet. That's pretty. It's a female. And it's a spotted. Lovely. Lovely little spotted ray. Oh no, sorry, it's a very small blonde ray. Wow. On a mackerel fillet. Move that cup to one side. I'm going to lose all my water out of my cup. I might have to crush that barb down a little bit. I don't like that. Spots all the way, blondes go all the way. There we go. A tiny little female. Ooh, slippery decks. A tiny little female blonde ray. Beautiful little thing. Let's get this back. Well, that was quick. Only had lines down for about 5 minutes. Oh, and even this rod's going. Oh no, this ain't going to be one of those today. I can't get straight. There we go. This one's kept this one. Right, this. Oh, reeling in. This one feels a bit more topey. Oh, that's not a ray. That's a lot angrier. So we are 10 minutes in, 2 runs. One was a gentle bite from a blonde ray, and this one is a bit more like a screamer. Possibly it's just swimming towards me. It's going to wake up in a minute, you watch, and realise, oh yeah, here we go. It's waking up. And and realise it doesn't want to come on board. Right, this is now swimming up tide. Perfect indication of, you know, like the swimming species as opposed to the flat species. Fairly clear water. I'm looking forward to see. Oh, I can see it further down. Right, when it comes to the surface, it's going to go crackers. It's a nice size. Yeah, it's a tope. Right, I'm not going to disturb him too much. I'm just going to let him think he's doing his own thing and get the net for this one. That's a nice tope. Lure him into a false sense of security. Right, here we go. Because he is going to go crackers. As predicted. Absolutely as predicted. But he's in the net, so he's safe. Right, let's have a look at how he's hooked before I bring him in the boat, because he's going to go mental. Right, let's get that weight off before it starts beating the boat up. I know it looks, but this is the beauty of fishing on your own, you know. You've got to sort of try and think one step ahead to what's coming next. I know he's going to go crackers. Right, let's bring him in. Vertical lift on your net so you don't break your net. And as soon as he hits the deck, he's going to go nuts. He's a double. He, she. Let's get this rod out of the way. And rods everywhere at the moment. Let's get that hook out while he's in the net. And there we go. One tope. 10, 12, you know I'm rubbish at guessing. Let's get him back in. Let him get back in, get him back to what he wants to do. Oh, there you go, Bob. Right. He's away. That didn't take long. So 10 minutes in, and we're a blonde ray and a tope. I'm going to rebait up and get out. That was a little bit of chaos, and I still haven't got the kettle on. The kettle's still there, waiting to go. It's got fish stuff in it now. Using like a jet boil soap type thing. Because it boils one cup really quick. That's the plan. If I can get back and get fishing and see where we're at. Whew, chaos. Going to sort of take a little bit of time for a catch up really, so that's hectic. We've got here and within 10 minutes we've had a tope and a blonde ray. Small blonde, average tope, low double figures, 10, 11 pound maybe. Yeah, so what's going on? So I'm out in the boat, molly-moo, my little 16-foot warrior, around the back of the island, back of the Isle of Wight. I'm in the middle, so I've got a boat on my left, boat on my right, popular mark, out on the banks, at anchor in about 100 feet of water. I'm only putting 2 rods out, single hook on each, slightly different rigs. I've got a muppet, like day-glow muppet on one, plain just hook and mackerel flapper on the other. And what's going on? Well, there's been a break from filming for a while. 2 reasons. Sea Angling Classic took up all my time. That's a busy old entry. I took a week off for that, week off from work with all the practice, boat prep, bait prep, rig prep. Don't film it because it's just absolute chaos. Unless you've left the camera running constantly, and I haven't got the equipment for that. You need big battery banks and huge SD cards or hard drives for that. Yeah, so that's the Sea Angling Classic. Came 31st out of 41 entries, I think it was. And we had issues. We had issues both days. No excuses. Fished reasonable, but just weren't up there. The people that won it and the people that came runners up in that top 10, they fished their socks off. There were some big catches, as in pure volume. Really good stuff. And a couple of guys from the Isle of Wight won it. Chuffed to bits for them. Couldn't have wished for a better result. So that was the Sea Angling Classic. And then you may notice I'm using slightly different equipment. For the last 2 years I've used Rode wireless mics, and I dropped one of the mics in a bucket of water. and they're not cheap to replace. So wireless mics, this one's now DJI. I'm already convinced I prefer them to the Rode. There are reasons for that, but you know, if anyone wants any questions, put it in the comments. If you're looking at buying something like this yourself, why do I prefer the Rode over the why do I prefer the DJI over the Rode? They're just hands down better. You know, they come in a battery bank pack. They automatically sync up. What's not to like? Longer battery life, smaller, more compact. And the Rodes are just, oh, and these actually record a backup sound profile to the unit. So if you lose it from the camera, which I've done in the past, I've lost good footage before now, it's stored on the microphone as well. So it's all good stuff. So what's happening? Yeah, fishing, toothy critters. Might get the big guns out later. We saw earlier in the back of the boat, I've got the big stand-up rods with the rollers and the winches attached. But yeah, that's something else. And then yeah, so I lost some equipment. I've been in the Sea Angling Classic, and we're back out. We're back out amongst it. So next couple of days back on the beach, and make the most of the summer. So we've got amazing venues available to us, amazing fishing. Seen 2 really nice fish in the first 10 minutes. It's that time of year. Time to make hay while the sun shines, and see if we can catch a few different species this year. So we've got targets. I've already been stingray fishing. I've caught a few stingray already. Do a video on that if I can at some point soon. And what else? Triggers. Triggers are going to be another focus at some point this year. Before we go full circle around all the summer species and then back onto the cod. And then we'll be back down Chesil Beach, out off deep water, off the Solent. And that's the full cycle. So we go through all the summer species, everything moves in, other stuff moves out. Boat is performing still 100%. It is 2.5, nearly 3 years. This is the 3rd year of molly-moo. I am looking to upgrade, replace at some point in the future. I am going bigger. But yeah, I can't fault it. It just does it. It just starts up, runs, does. It's not been abused. I try to look after it as best I can. Try and keep it really tidy. I've upgraded stuff. I've got the second battery fitted. I've got extra fuel tanks. I've got my safety boxes really fine-tuned. The bait set up with the bait table and everything. Might have to do a walk round of the boat at some point and how I've set my boat up. Okay, everyone does it differently. There's plenty of videos of other people how they've done theirs. But I might do something slightly different. So anchoring, batteries, rods holders, bait table, electronics, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I think I just saw a little nibblet. Just had a couple of knocks and bangs on this rod, but nothing of any significance. Whatever it was, I've missed it. I may be another victim to the light baiting technique, as opposed to strapping everything on and having the hooks sticking out at the top and the bottom and all the other bits and pieces. I'm pretty confident this is going to come back with no bait on it. It's quite predictable, isn't it? But that's what we're playing with at the moment. They're being a little bit picky. Until that tide starts to run some more, tide speeds up and then they get more aggressive with their takes. Yeah, I think that's the story of my session now for the next hour or so until the tide picks up. Right, time for another bait up, I think. Just had a huge hit on this. That could only be Tope. And it was proper. This is a 50-pound rod, pulled right over, and I'm guessing he's had the bait away. And for such an aggressive take, and that was a decent, substantial fish. That. So if the bait's gone, I'm going to instantly swap this one out for a whole mackerel because it looks like the big critters are here. That was pretty aggressive. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Hold the front page. That must have been swimming back to the boat. Wowzers. Oh, and the other one's going. Ah, look at the size of that. That's a big fish. That's a good fish. Okay. Calms you down, Mark. Oh, and he's just spat it on the surface whilst I was mucking around with the camera. Ah. Right, let's just quickly wind into this other one because there's that one just been smashed as well. No, he's gone. Nothing there. So I dropped that one, mucking around with the camera, and this one, even though it got hit quite hard, oh dear. Oh, bait's still there. Let's have a look, see if there's teeth marks or anything on it, because that was obviously grabbed quite hard as well. Let's put it back down. Seagull thinks he's getting something. Sorry bud, nothing for you. Oh, there's some weight on that. That's a good fish. Oh. Yeah, we're into something significant now. Oh, that is proper going. Crackers. I've just released that other fish and it wasn't recording. But this one's on. Is it on? Come on. Oh yeah, he's swimming up tide and he's swimming towards me. Oh, I can't believe I just caught that other one, possibly my PB. I didn't weigh it, I didn't want it out of the water that long. I got it to the boat and released it. This one's just swimming to the surface. Swimming slightly up tide. I'm just onto my leader now. Leader's on the reel. What have we got? I don't think this one's as big as the last one. Let's see if we can show you what these things look like in the water, because they do look amazing. Let's have a look. It's swimming around. Just so we can, I'm going to try and unhook this one in the water, because that is a big fish, that one as well. Just lipped hook nice as well. Look at that. What a stunner. Let's just walk him around. Give him a chance. You might go crackers. Yeah. If you can unhook yourself, buddy, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'll T-bar you off. Just release the drag a little bit. Oh, yeah, he's gone crackers. See if we can get him nicely T-barred close to the boat. Hang on, mate. Just wait, just wait. There he goes. And he's away. Whew. What a cracker. We've got an absolute screaming take on this rod. And there is definitely something on there. And something significant, I think. God, it's got some weight to it. That was an aggressive take, that was. I don't know what you think of this camera shot looking over my shoulder, but we'll try and give you the action as it comes. There's a lot of head shaking. This one's a lot more aggressive. Oh! I've got the drag up as far as I dare, just so we don't cross me over the line, because he is all over the place. Swimming left and right. It's now coming up tide. Right, leader is through the top ring and onto the reel. And then really, what we need to see is what this fish looks like. Oh, no, he has picked up my other line. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. No. Oh. Yeah, he's picked up my other line. Alright. I didn't really want to bring this one in. He's got 2 lines. And he's wrapping himself. No, don't wrap yourself. Don't wrap yourself. Oh. 2 lines and he's wrapped. This one picked up 2 lines. And he's feisty. Proper feisty. So I'm going to get this one back in. High single, maybe a double. I'm rubbish at guessing. I'm not going to weigh him. Let's get this one back in. I had to spin the camera around and you can see the release. He beat me right up, this one. Absolutely beat me to pieces. Cracking creature though. Look at the eye. Look at that. And the artillery, the tufts. Let's get him back in. Well, as is quite often the case, as soon as I put the microphones in their box to recharge, you can put them back in there, and that's like a battery pack. And I thought, right, I'll give them a top up. It's gone a little bit quiet. I'll sneak half hour in. I'll make a brew, I'll have a sandwich, and I'll top my mics up. Yeah, and it all goes crackers. Not only does it go crackers, but he swims around both lines and absolutely trashes one. So one rod's put back in the rack now, and I've swapped it out. So I was fishing 2 30-50 Shakespeare Elites, ugly stick Elites, with TLD reels, lever drag reels. So I've put the other lighter rod on, which is going to be more sporting, but I get the feeling with the way they're going today, if I hook into a decent one, I'm going to get the proper run around, proper beaten up. That's a 20-30 with a slosh 30. Again, that's an ugly stick Elite. Sorry if I'm squinting, but sun behind the camera makes for you to be able to see me, but means I've got to be into the sun, and that's why the cap's on as well. Yeah, so I don't know if you can quite see it in camera shot. If not, I'll give you a spin round. There's a huge dredging ship in the background doing its business, getting that business done, as Chris would say. We've got another Warrior type boat. I don't know if it is a Warrior or a Predator. I always get the two confused. There is a Warrior, what looks like either a 175 or a 195, and then Darren McCall, Kaz McCall and Luke McCall all on their Antares 8. Antares? However you pronounce that. So there's 4 boats here now, and that fog bank just keeps coming in and then lifting, coming in, lifting. I'm edging my bets as to whether I'm going to go for the big critters, whether I'm going to chum and go for a drift, because I don't think it's that clever an idea to go drifting through fog banks, especially if I'm not making any noise, so there's not even a clue to someone else that I'm drifting their way. Yeah. If it says fog banked or fog bound like this all day, I'll fish at anchor amongst other boats where it's safe. If, however, it completely burns off and goes clear, which I'm hoping it might, we might set up for a drift. My hands are beat to pieces. All of that fishing during the Sea Angling Classic with the practice sessions and the actual 2-day comps. Yeah, pretty sore my hands now. But yeah, DJI mics, way to go I think. I do think they're better than the Rode ones. And Tope, they're crackers, aren't they? Absolutely nut jobs. They're like smooth hounds on steroids. Yeah. Out in the middle of nowhere. South of St Catherine's Point. So if you look at the Isle of Wight as a diamond, and the southernmost diamond is St Catherine's Point, I'm nearly there. So I've gone from the Needles in a calculated drift, from the Needles across the top of some wrecks to St Catherine's Point. My chum is completely washed out. That is my biggest lesson from today. My chum was nowhere near good enough. I'm going to have to do some serious research and experimentation with my chum. And because of that, I have now got no chum slick, so the drift is almost like a broken pencil. Pointless. But it's good for practice. Good for practice, iron out the creases, find out what works, what doesn't work. Yeah. I've got 2 seagulls for friends now. Probably because I've been generous. I've given them some of my old bait. I'm not supposed. I know you're probably not supposed to feed wild animals, but they seem happy enough. So yeah, I'm going to call it quits for the drift. I'm going to head back towards the Needles. I'm going to stock up on some mackerel for the freezer, so I'll be backpacking tonight. You've been quiet all this time. Just hold on. Just hold your horses. And like magic, he's quiet. So I've got those 2 rods. I'm going to reel them in. It was a shot to nothing. It was always just more of an experiment today. But yeah, I like it. I like being out here. There's no other boats, there's no other people, middle of nowhere. I can just see the faintest outline of land on the horizon. Oh, and there's a big sailing boat. That's how quick things come up on you. You've got to keep a ready watch. Everything you do with boating, they always say you've got to keep a ready watch. It's because things creep up on you quite quick. And there's a fog bank out to sea, which is why you might be able to hear that foghorn. Right, so and then unless anything changes, that's it from me for today. If anything exciting happens back towards the Needles, I'll whack the camera back on and we'll go for it again, eh? But other than that, take care, tight lines, happy fishing. Wobbly pole, camera. I don't like that pole thing. I thought that was going to be a good idea. It's not, is it? Take care, tight lines, happy fishing. From me, from here, wherever here is. It's goodbye. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.